Hi, Mohammed.
Hi, good
How are
morning
you doing
again.
today?
Yes, I'm fine, thanks.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, Mohammed, how's your prep going so far?
It's okay to some extent. I'm trying with the idioms and with some pronunciation tips you told me.
Right, right. Okay, okay. So, how are you finding things? Do you feel that you're making some kind of improvement with the pronunciation, especially?
Uh, I hope so, but it's still not that applicable when I am speaking rapidly or when I'm thinking or speaking slowly. I think I got most of them. Perhaps still in the conscious, not on the subconscious level.
Okay. Um, I think sometimes, other than something being like conscious or subconscious, I think sometimes you have like a number of sounds that you're not used to making with your tongue. So it's kind of um, you are like kind of slow in making these specific sounds because you probably haven't made them before. Um,
Mm.
I think especially for you with things like the letter P and the letter th, sorry, the sound th, you're probably not used to. So like whenever I see you like say the word like people or something or whatever, it becomes like a tongue twister for you to actually make the sound.
Yes, because in Egypt, most people in most schools when I say that p and b, the same sound, and in Arabic we have one b sound in Arabic, and so yeah. But I'm trying with p. I think it is better than the past, but sometimes go right, sometimes goes wrong, but it's better than the past. The sound is officially present in Arabic, but we also in Arabic don't say it. We saw it wrongly. So
Right. Okay. Um, what I want like you to do is um, I've made like a little text and I filled the text with all the words that you know like you say like wrong or you find like issues pronouncing. And what I like want you to do is I want you to like read the whole of the text as quickly as you can, and we're gonna like time it, and then you keep on practicing reading the text. And every time, what we want to do is we want you to shorten the amount of time you're using your uh, that's is taking you to say the text. Okay, so this is going to be like a text with like P and with can and with have to and need to, and we can really fill it with I filled a text with the kind of words that I'm not happy with, and I want you to challenge yourself to say the text in a shorter duration of time. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is by actually not stressing the word you're not supposed to be stressing, and getting your tongue used to saying the sounds. Okay, so you do this, we'll do it once and I'll time you, and then you do it in your own time, and then I'll see how many seconds you can take off that. Okay. um, so you'll have like a week to do that, and then I'll listen to you, and then I'll give you another text that's probably longer and with more words, and you can practice and see if you can take seconds off that. All right. So I want your tongue to kind of get used to saying the words that you're not used to saying. Okay.
okay.
That's important. That's important. Okay. We instead of starting with speaking, let's take a look at the defining and non-defining relative clauses and maybe task one, and then we'll go to the speaking, because usually it comes at the end and we kind of rush it. So I'll let you talk about your task one. Um, Let me share the screen and let me get to that. Defining and non-defining. Okay, I'll just zoom it just so we can get in a little bit closer there. Okay.
Well,
Right. Here we have, they want you to use defining or non-defining. Okay. So we know that defining is when we are telling the person necessary information that we need to understand the noun, and non-defining where we're giving extra information that we don't need to really understand which person or thing or place we're talking about. Now, let's take a look. Now, you have some mistakes, and I want you to really understand what these mistakes are. Bob has one daughter. His daughter is called Maria. She goes to Yale University. Now, you put here Bob's daughter, who is called Maria, goes to Yale University. Now, how many daughters does he have?
One daughter.
Right. Now, you put Bob's daughter who, and there's no comma here. So what does that mean automatically?
That there is another daughter.
He has another daughter. Now, you've changed the meaning of that sentence. Now, we wanted you to choose between defining and non-defining. So automatically, you changed the meaning. So you gave Bob another daughter. At least another one daughter there. So you changed the meaning there. So here, what could we do, Muhammad, to improve on this, or to correct it? Sorry, not even improve.
We should put a comma after daughter. So
Okay.
non-defining.
So let's put a comma here, and we changed it to non-defining. What else do we need to know?
After Maria, another comma.
Yeah, thank you. So now, if we took this and we just decided that we're going to delete it, Bob's daughter goes to Yale University. This hasn't changed the meaning, has it? Yeah, because he only has one daughter anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one thing. Let's just do Control Z. Yeah. Okay. You recommend a book for me. I read it. Okay. So I read the book you recommended.
Be defining.
Okay. Okay. Let's just keep it for recommended form. Okay. So this is non-defining. Okay. Let's keep that which there. I read the book which you recommended for me. So now we know that it's only one. It's only you recommended a book, and so it's only one book, and we don't have to really define it. So it's non-defining here, and we're going to put which there.
But now I'm thinking that perhaps the person who I'm speaking to doesn't know about which book I speak, so I can define it by saying that it's the book you recommended.
Okay. Now, Mohammed, let's say, for example, you recommended one book for me. And I told you, I read the book. Do I have to tell you which one if you only recommended one?
No.
So possibly you wouldn't even have to do that. So it's just like, I read the book. Because you only recommended one book here, yeah? So I don't think there's any need really to define it. If we define it, it would possibly mean that you told me about more than one book, and one of them you recommended and one of them you didn't recommend, possibly. Yeah? So let's just put it like this. Let's put it like this here. I read the book which you recommended. Ah, so here you mean that you didn't recommend one of them. You get what what I'm saying now, yeah? Okay, so if I just put it like that, it might give me the feeling, yeah, well, it's not going to give me the feeling. It just means that you're specifically telling me which book you're talking about, and one of them you didn't recommend.
Yeah.
Right? So let's put that comma down. Havana is the capital of Cuba. Havana has a lively nightlife. Okay, so Havana We could put which is the capital of Cuba, has a lively night. I think that's fine. I like that. Let's take a look at the next one. By the way, it's correct. Havana, the capital of Cuba. Yeah, it's called in a positive. It's fine. It's just that because I was, talking about defining and non-defining, I want to keep, to the script. Okay. Let's take a look. One of my sisters lives in Paris. The other lives in London. The one in Paris is getting married next year. So here, the one in Paris. We have more than one. The one in Paris. So my sister who is living in Paris. Okay. It should be like lives in Paris. Anyway, is getting married next year. Fantastic. Once I talked to you about is living, and I said lives in is living. Can you remember what the difference is between the two? We mentioned it once.
I think lives means that he lives there all the time, but is living means that he currently lives there, but perhaps he won't, or he didn't in the past.
Yeah, so it's more about the arrangement, if it's a permanent arrangement or if it's, like a temporary kind of arrangement. Now, this is like, there's no rule here because it's sometimes a personal thing. For some people, they feel that like 2 years is like a really long time and it's like a permanent arrangement. And for some people, 2 years is like nothing and they're just like, it might feel temporary for them. So sometimes it's a personal thing, but it really tells you about the person when they say to you, they use the present continuous. You know that for them, they feel that it's temporary. And if they use the present simple, they probably feel that it's a more of a permanent kind of arrangement. Michael Jackson made a video in 1984. It was called Thriller. It is considered a classic by his fans. In Michael, which was considered a classic by his fans. Now, I hate Windows 8. Okay, I'm back. Yes. Windows 8. Okay, so I think because he only made a video in 1984, it's probably more suitable to like put a comma there. Made a video which was considered a classic by his friends. Yeah, there's only one in 1984, so I think it would be more suitable to be non-defining. Okay, I have a lot of friends. One's a dentist. He lives in Hawaii. I have a friend who is a dentist. Okay, let's take a look here, Muhammad. I have a friend who is a dentist, and then we have who is a dentist.
What should be another sentence? He lives in Hawaii.
Yeah. Now, what I have here is I have a friend. So this is a clause, yeah? And this here is a clause for what? A friend here, yeah? So this is defining the friend. So we're going to need like a new sentence here, yeah? So we're going to put that I have a friend who is a dentist.
He lives in Hawaii.
Yeah. I have a friend who is a dentist, so we're defining which friends we're talking about, and then we're telling you that this specific friend, he lives in Hawaii. Okay, so that's good. Lord Ashton was born in 1834. He was born in Awell. Okay. In the north of blah, 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 is now a school. Lord Ashton was born in Havant, which is now a school. Okay. Yeah, yeah. It's a house. I don't think there's going to be more than one house with this one name, is there? So we're fine with that. We visited 4 cities in our European tour. All of us preferred the same city. It was also the most expensive. Okay. All of us preferred the city. Did you change the text in any way? I have a feeling that there's something missing.
Yes, I read.
Yeah, so I think there's something missing here for me to know, if like it's all right or not. Okay, but here because we have 4 cities, we visited 4 cities. Okay, all of us preferred the same city. It was the most expensive. So all of us preferred the city. So now we know that there is more than one city. Okay, so we could say, for example, we visited 4 cities. And then we could say all of us prefer the city, which was the most expensive. So here we've been defining which city we're talking about. So I think you're kind of okay with that now, Mohammed. Am I right? You don't need. Shall we like move on from defining?
Yeah, to a great extent, it's okay.
Okay. Okay, like if we like continue with the lessons, maybe I can do like noun clauses, and we'll do some practice with noun clauses, and then I can mix in exercises here and there just to test if everything is fine with that. Okay. Right. Let's take a look at the task 1. We took a look at the first one. Okay. So the chart gives information on what graduates and postgraduates in the UK did after they finished their studies in the UK, dividing them in 4 categories, excluding those who had a full-time job. Okay, I really like the introductions. You're doing a great job with the introductions here. Okay, now, overall what stands out from these bar charts is that the figures of both graduates and postgraduates had the same order. Now, when we say the same order, it means that this is first, this is second, this is third, and like this is fourth. Okay. We could say that to be a little bit more specific than that, maybe we could say they had the same ratios, or maybe we could say they had similar ratios. So ratios when we're looking at things in comparison to others, in numbers, like 5 to 4 or something like that. Okay. Or we could say that maybe like the specific, these destinations had the same, popularity or something like that. They were as popular as the destinations. Maybe they were like a similar popularity or something like that. But if I think it says like the order had the same order. Orders like first, second, third. Okay. We could, if we added something, maybe we could say in terms of popularity.
They are the same, or they have the same.
Yeah, so we could say if they had the same order in terms of popularity, then we could say like this is the first in terms of popularity, this is the second, this is the third, and this is the fourth. Well, I think just like that, it wouldn't be 100% clear. Okay, so maybe we could like, that would be better off like being rephrased. With the students who did further studies represented, okay, here it's probably like better off representing. Okay. With students representing the highest figures who did further studies, representing the highest figures, and those who chose to do voluntary work were the lowest. So we have highest, sorry, it's going to go up here. Can I go up? So we have further study highest and voluntary work the lowest. Okay. Sorry, I have camera kind of taking up. Okay, now I'm fine. I can make. Okay. So what did we have? We had the highest, we had the lowest, and we had a similarity. Now, what I didn't get here was with more differences in the numbers between groups than postgraduates. I don't know what this meant.
I meant that the difference in ratio between groups are more in graduates than postgraduates.
The graduates. Okay. So these are the postgraduates.
Yeah. Second one is the postgraduate. Another point is that graduates were much higher, perhaps in number.
Okay. Okay. In number. Yeah. I would like be specific. Be specific here. Like when you said like had the same order, what does that mean? In terms of whatever. And then here we're much higher in terms of in number, with more difference in numbers between groups than the postgraduates. So these are the postgraduates. Okay, okay. I kind of understand what you're saying, because here you're saying 17 and here you're saying 20 or whatever. I think you're kind of missing the main point here. Now, if you look at this is the way I see it. I see that you got the similarity, that they had like similar kind of ratios or whatever, or similar kind of popularity in the destinations. You had the highest there and you had the lowest. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was great. Now, I think you even said that this is more popular than this, yeah? In the overview.
Yes.
You said in the overview.
Another point is that graduates were much higher than postgraduates.
Okay. Okay. Now, you stated with more difference in numbers. Now, I looked at it like this. The first thing I saw was that this is 16, this is 1,600, this is 16,000. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? 1.6, 16. What does that tell you?
Tenths, about tenths.
Thank you. 2.2, 2.725, 29, 10. 345, 3,500. Have you noticed something?
Those three are about tenths.
Nearly 10 times. So it's just over 10 for these three, with the difference being this.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of important for you to pick up on these things. I think these small issues will mean the difference between like 7 and and these kind of, numbers. Because when we're talking about developing, we're talking about, like finding what's important and then giving details about the important features. So if we said they're similar in ratio, that's good. And if we said that the number was higher for graduates, then when we give the information in the body paragraphs, we can give details. Now, what is possible for this? Now, your organization was good. Your organization was good. Mohammed, do you have your headphones today, or they're not present with you?
You need them? Oh.
No, it's because my sound is being echoed in your speakers to your mic.
All right, just
If
1
they're
minute.
present, fine. If they're not, we'll just continue as it is.
1 minute, I can get them 1 minute.
Okay.
All right, you hear me?
Yes, yes. I just didn't like the echo.
All right.
Right. Mohammed, so your organization was good because, like I told you, like when I looked at your first one, I found like very random paragraphs. I didn't understand why paragraphs were specifically grouped. But now at least I see something. Here graduates, here postgraduates. So I know that you've organized something in a logical way. Now, if you wanted to add to that, possibly, you could even do one more body paragraph, and in this body paragraph, possibly you could compare and contrast.
Yeah, I find it when I was answering, find it difficult to arrange them on basis of differences or similarities. So I arrange them on basis of the figure.
Yeah, possibly. I think maybe you did cover it because you said that the graduates were much higher, and you gave some numbers here. So I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
It was something difficult whether to compare every figure in this in graduates with each other and postgraduate with each other, or to compare the same figure in postgraduate and graduate.
Yeah. Well, if you looked at the question itself, oh, sorry, it's not here. Ah, yes, it is. When it says like here, summarize, so here we've been selective and we can't, I think you did a good job. You summarized, selecting and reporting main features. But here it says, and make comparisons where relevant. Like when I look here, I don't really see like much in regards to like, much in regards to like comparing and, contrasting. Okay, we did have something here, which is fine. Maybe if you organized it in a different way, it might have been a little bit better, where you could compare and contrast both of the years. Anyway, let's just check. Now that we have that, let's just check for let me go down and let me check for accuracy. Okay, so regarding graduates, those that decided to complete their studies were on top. I told you about this phrase, I don't like it. at less than 3,000. Now, you can probably guess what I'm going to say to you now, yeah?
What again?
I said here less than 3,000. You can probably guess what I'm going to tell you now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially because you have absolutely no excuse because they gave you the number. Right?
Yeah.
If you guess the number and you're like, you know, using like terms like less than and more than and whatever, fair enough, because you don't have the number. But here actually they wrote it on top to help you. So like there's like zero excuse for using the you know, a pinch of salt kind of the phrase. So yeah, let's keep it like specific, and you have it here. The part-time and unemployment figures ranked second and third places at blah de blah and blah de blah in turn. Okay, fine, Mohammed. It's just that, you know, it seemed a little bit maybe boring the way you presented it, and it might like kind of be labeled as mechanical, as in you're just like giving numbers and moving on and giving numbers. Yeah. So like when you're aiming high, you want to be like comparing and contrasting in a, you know, in a way that's probably a little bit more sophisticated than that. Students who did voluntary work were nowhere nearly nowhere nearly as high as, okay, nowhere nearly, this is like a very informal phrase, like just don't use it as the other groups, at only 3,500. I'm going to share with you a resource that I found that I really like for task 1. It has a lot of vocabulary and stuff for task 1. Hopefully you'll find it very very helpful. Turn to the UK postgraduates in the same year, 2.275, that's good. Decide to go further studies, a number which was higher by less than 200. I wouldn't just less than 200. I don't think really it's that difficult for you to work out numbers here. Okay, it's not like something that's like really sophisticated. I think like the numbers here for you, especially as a doctor, shouldn't be that difficult. Get it,
No,
hit it.
I just felt that pointing a general number is more better than the specific difference between the two columns.
I'm afraid that you might be labeled as being like inaccurate, especially like when you have like numbers here and stuff like that. I don't think, you know, I would like use like less than, just about, and whatever, only when you can't guarantee the number. And even when you can't guarantee the number, I want you to be as specific as possible and to go as close as you can to you know, to the number itself. Blah de blah. At those who had no job came at just as the graduates 1,600. Just as the graduates chart, individuals who did voluntary work in this chart had the fewest number at.
Maybe same as, better than just as.
Okay. Now, here we do have, I think, you know, we have some kind of grammatical issue here. Okay. Now, here it's like it can't.
Maybe same as.
Yeah, here it's like there's no subject for this and so on, and this is just like working as this is like working as like a you know, defining relative clause for this anyway. So you probably off like be better off continuing the sentence here.
No,
So
no,
it's like,
there's a new one.
yeah, just as the graduates individual who blah 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 had the fewest number at blah blah blah. Fewest, maybe lowest, yeah. Okay, lowest number at blah blah blah. Okay, okay. So that's that. Main issues. Um, Informal, nowhere nearly as high. On top, inaccuracies kind of here, less than and less than, and maybe not spotting something that's like seems very significant in the tenfold difference in the number. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's more or less that. The grammar seems good. You had like a, you know, like a range of, you know, grammar, and you had some range of, you know, like vocabulary and stuff like that. So yeah, you are in the 7 range kind of there. Okay, um, let's get back. Okay. Okay, take a look at just a few idioms, and we'll check first ones. Okay, so shift. Okay, these are some kind of idioms that you could use in any kind of situation to talk about anything. So we have out of the blue means something happened like very unexpectedly. Okay, so maybe somebody you haven't spoken to for many years just like call you out of the blue. So it's just like, wow, maybe a person you haven't spoken to for 10 years just calls you. Okay.
Yes, out of the blue.
Yeah, so just replace it. So whenever you have the word unexpectedly, very unexpectedly, you could just replace it with the phrase out of the blue. Just make sure you get the of here, out of, yeah, out of the blue. So we have the schwa here, yeah, the schwa sound. Double-edged sword, something has advantage and disadvantage. Okay, so that could be anything, you know. So it could be like social media is a double-edged sword.
It is pronounced double-edged sword.
Yeah, double-edged.
Double-edged.
Yeah, here we have. We'll do like some kind of elision another day, God willing. Double-edged. So we have like the last sound, the consonants, and then we have a vowel here. So they just become one word. Can you say it?
Yeah, linking, double-edged.
Double-edged. Yeah. Okay. And if somebody's beating around the bush, they're like really basically avoiding the topic. Maybe you're asking them about something and they're just trying to run away from answering the question, or run away from a topic that you're trying to get them to talk about. Yeah. So they're staying away from the main issue that, you know, that should be addressed. Okay.
Around the bush.
Okay, so you're trying to get them to talk about something and maybe they're avoiding it and running away from it. So going round in circles. So bush here, you know what bush means? It's a tree. So if they're beating round the bush, it's like they're going around in circles and they're not directly, you know, going to the you know, they're not addressing what you want them to. Okay. Um, yeah. So something unexpected.
Something blue.
Out.
Out of the blue.
Out of the blue. Something has an advantage and a disadvantage, maybe a positive and a negative side.
Double-edged sword.
Double-edged, yeah, double-edged.
Double-edged sword.
Good. Avoiding the main topic. So we are
beating around the bush.
Yeah, it's not beating with a P, it's a B, yeah? So beating around the bush.
Beating around the bush.
Yeah. So that's that. So last week, all Greek to me, meaningless. Go the extra mile, do more than what's needed, gut feeling, sit on the fence, turn a blind eye, to pretend you don't see something, don't acknowledge it. Scapegoat, someone who takes the blame. Okay. Rephrase, don't pretend you don't know what's happening.
Don't turn a blind eye.
To what's happening. You just asked me the question unexpectedly.
The question was out of blue.
Out of the blue, yeah, out of the blue. Amy didn't want to answer the question. She kept talking about other things instead.
Amy did not answer the question. She was beating around the bush.
Very good. The car was very expensive.
The car costs me an arm and a leg.
When I got the present, I was excited.
When I got the present, I was over the moon.
The new medicine has its positives and negatives. It cures the disease, but it also has some side effects.
The new medicine is a double-edged sword. Cures the disease, but has also some side effects.
I can't understand maths.
Maths is all Greek to me. It's all Greek to me.
Greek. We need to get the pronunciation right, yeah? All Greek.
It's all Greek to me.
When I get home, I'm exhausted.
When I got home, I am beat.
The medicine was very cheap.
The medicine was dead cheap.
The company was under pressure and needed someone to put the blame on. Or so before the accident or something. I think there's a mistake there, typo.
The company was under pressure and needed scapegoat.
Okay. Politics and religion are controversial topics wherever you go.
Politics and religion are hot potato wherever you go.
Wherever you go, okay. Middle Eastern politics is very complicated.
Middle Eastern politics is a con of worms.
Is a?
Con of worms?
No, it has to be, sorry, I'm sure you're trying to get like the schwa there, but as a noun, it has to be can.
The can of worms, all right.
Can, yeah. So here you had, you see, like there's a difference between a noun and an auxiliary verb, yeah? So some words we're unstressed and some words are always stressed. So nouns, we stress them in the sentence, okay? It's part of sentence stress, nouns and verbs. Okay, it's like nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. We do these, and then the rest, like articles and auxiliary verbs, and we don't, and prepositions, we don't stress. Okay.
When I saw my team lose, I ran out of steam. His wife told him not to be on the fence.
Not to be on the fence?
Not to be on the fence? Or
his wife told him not to sit on the fence, yeah?
Sit on the fence. His wife
yeah.
told him not
Sorry?
To sit
he?
His wife told him not to sit on the fence.
Okay.
The exam was so easy. I forget. The exam was a piece of cake. She drives me off the wall when she nags about petty things.
Okay, it's not nags, it's nags, yeah? Nags. Okay.
Nags. After I got my result, I felt I shelled out. I felt
Okay.
shelled out.
Okay, or I felt chilled out. Yeah. Okay.
Italian food is my cup of tea.
Okay. Excellent.
Italian or Italian?
Sorry.
Italian or
Italian. Italian.
Italian?
Okay. Now we have discourse markers. Let's see, what you can get here. Yeah. So these are the ones that we took last week, the new ones. Let's see. Is used to introduce information that's unexpected.
Actually.
Is used to introduce a topic that's of less importance.
Mind you.
Mm-mm.
By the way.
Good. Is used to introduce an idea that contradicts the one you just mentioned.
Mind you.
Is used to return to a previous topic.
By the way. Anyway.
Good.
Anyway is used.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it
Let's see what we can do here. Yeah. Read it and tell me what you think. Okay, this is your exercise. What could you put there?
I want to tell you about a party that I really enjoyed. Actually, it was my birthday party last week. And all my friends.
You're gonna have to read the context just to get it. I know this doesn't happen in speaking, but I just want to know if you can identify what goes where. I'll give you a minute. I have some issue here with it. I have a typo here. Let me just take a look at it. Have all. I'm going to add something. Okay, so I'm going to give you just a couple of minutes and you think about that and then we'll talk about your answers and we'll see.
I want to tell you about a party that I really enjoyed. Mind you, it was my birthday party last week.
I'm going to say, I want to tell you about a birthday party that I really enjoyed. So what is the topic here that the person's going to tell you?
His party.
Okay.
He will speak about his
okay. Okay, so you could say actually it was my birth party. It was my birthday party last week. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Continue.
Birthday party last week. By the way, all my friends came. They planned a surprise party for me at work. They bought
Okay.
me lots of presents and massive cake that looked fantastic and cost me a bomb. Mind you, it didn't taste that nice.
Okay, so
Anyway,
we have a contrast. We have a contrast here. Yeah, mind you, it didn't taste that nice. Okay.
they played my favorite music and told me some great joke. Uh, Actually, I think it may be, it may have, might have been my best party ever. By the way, tell me about your car. What's
Mm.
like?
Ah. Okay, okay, okay. I actually intended things differently, but you had great logic, so you used it logically correct, even though it wasn't my intention to do it like this. Fantastic. I intended like I'm going to tell you about a party that I really enjoyed. This was my intention. By the way, it was my birthday party last week. Anyway, and then I was going to get back to the telling you about the first one that I was talking about. But of course, it was very logical because you thought that this was talking about this. So it wasn't really clear because it was written and it wasn't spoken. So maybe if it was spoken, it might have a different feel to it. Anyway, they planned a surprise party for me at work. They bought me lots of presents and a massive cake that looked fantastic uh, and cost a bomb. So this is like if something looks fantastic, costs a bomb, you don't expect it, to not to taste nice. So mind you, it didn't taste that
Mhm.
nice. And then we're getting back to the subject and we're saying anyway. Um, the topic, what is the subject? The subject is the party, yeah? So anyway, they played my favorite music, told me some great jokes. Actually, I think it might have been my best party ever. And then I have, tell me about your new car. What do you think this person is doing now? So what's happening?
He is going to another topic,
Yeah, what do we use for another topic?
by the way.
Mm-mm,
Mm, Mind you,
mm-mm.
um,
We have one that has two functions.
so actually,
Mm-mm.
I want all of them. Anyway,
Yes, you left it with the last one. Okay, so yeah, that's the last one. Okay, so anyway, when we want to get back to a topic, but also when we want to just totally change what we're talking about. Okay, so also that's something that we do. Okay.
anyway,
Yeah, especially when, let's say, for example, somebody's talking about something and you're not feeling so happy talking about it, or maybe you find that your friend is feeling maybe a bit sad or a bit depressed about the topic. So you want to change their mood, maybe, and you like just be like, anyway, what happened with, you want to change the topic. So you just like tell them anyway, and you just direct them by asking them a question, totally different. Okay, let's go for this one. I'm going to time you actually. I'm going to time you, and I want you to see how long this is going to take. Reset. I'm just going to reset. When I tell you to start, you start, and then we'll see how many seconds you can do it next time. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go.
my name is Muhammad. I am a doctor. I want to pass the IELTS because I'd like to get accepted on the top course. I'm from Egypt. I'm one of those people who work very hard. Every day I have to get up early and study English. I'm interested in learning new words. I can learn new phrases quickly and put them into practice straight away. I was trying to use new words, but now I can use them with confidence. I used to play tennis with my friends from France, but now I only play football. I can play very well. I'd like to play something different in the summer. I'm sure my teacher and friend Ali can help me with that. He knows everything about sports. That is the best thing about him.
Okay. So that was 55 seconds there. Okay. You missed a few words. Okay. You had the interested.
Interested.
It was interested in. Okay. So we have here, like, because we have consonants and here we have a vowel, so it's going to be joint anyway.
Interested in.
Yeah, Ali kun. You missed like a kun here. But one thing that I've noticed with you is that you can never like quickly put the sound th into any sentence. So you had like it's not just th, it's the and th. So it's like them and a thing, yeah. So that's like a real like problematic area that you have, yeah.
Everything. That.
Everything, and them. It was like them, yeah. So like
Then.
yeah. So these are things that you find like difficulty saying, yeah. But what I want you to do is because I've recorded it, I might share this one, and then you can like at least you can watch it, rewatch it. I'll rewatch it because I wasn't that focused. I was just trying to get my pen out. It was a new pen, so it had like something on it. I had to remove it. By the time I removed it, you'd already kind of got through half of it. So I'll play it again and I'll listen to it and I'll tell you all the sounds that you got wrong with it. And you keep on recording this. Record it, see the time, listen, and see the mistakes that you're making with pronunciation. You'll be able to tell, trust me. And you try and get it as you know, try and beat that. Okay. Shall I set a goal for you, Mohammed?
All right. How many seconds?
I'm going to set a goal of 45 seconds. So that's a decrease of 40 seconds. Okay.
45.
Okay, let's see. Just before we finish, I'm going to reset it, and I don't want to be like really evil. So I will test it and see what I can do. Okay. So I'm going to start the timer, and then I'll let you see in the camera as well. All right. My name is Mohammed. I'm a doctor. I want to pass the IELTS because I'd like to get accepted on the PLAB course. I'm from Egypt. I'm one of those people who should be worked very hard. Every day I have to get up early and study English. I'm interested in learning new words. I can learn new phrases quickly and put them into practice straight away. I was shy to use new words, but now I can use them with confidence. I used to play tennis with my friend from Paris, but now I only play football. I can play very well. I'd like to play something different in the summer. I'm sure my teacher and friend Ali can help me with that. He knows everything about sports. That's the best thing about him. Okay, does it say? It says 36 there, yeah?
Is this a normal speak of native speaker?
Okay.
It's frustrating.
Right. No, I didn't set you a goal that's unrealistic. I gave you 40. What did I give you? 45 seconds, yeah? No, I know. What I'm saying to you is that there are sounds that you're not used to making and that your tongue hasn't probably made before. Okay, so I'm going to push you and you're going to try and reduce those 10 seconds within the next week. You're going to listen to this on YouTube, God willing, and you're going to find issues with your own pronunciation and you're going to hopefully get those 45 seconds. I'm going to make something that's more difficult than that next week, okay, for the next lesson. And then I'm going to load it with more words that you found difficult. And I'm going to find issues that you had with pronunciation with this. Okay. I'll send you some vocabulary and lessons that I'd like you to study in advance. Also, I have some things for discourse markers. I'd like to use some of the BBC Learning English lessons like the 6-minute English. So I'll give you like a lesson to do that will have a list of words, and you can study them by yourself and do the PDF and things like that. And then I'll test you on the words, and we can discuss, you know, their usage together. So that'll save you some time as well. Also, I'll choose some new grammar, and I'll send you something to study, and then maybe we can practice and we can discuss it in the next lesson. Feel free to send me as many task 1s or 2s as you want. And if you want to practice, then I can be very selective and try and find mistakes, you know, randomly, without going into details, since you have the time. So you write as many tasks as you want, and I'll take a look at them, and I'll try and find like grammatical issues or any kind of issue. We can't focus on all of it, because if we do, it'll take too much of the lesson, and it's not the goal at the moment. So I'll just selectively choose issues here and there with the grammar and so on.
Oh.
Okay. Is there anything you want to give specific focus to, since we have the time? So we want to do some grammar, some vocab, pronunciation, and idiomatic phrases, discourse markers. Anything else that you want to work on?
Let's focus on these first. After we improve them, we can go another step to improve the general level overall.
Okay. 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 So await an email from me giving you some direction as to what to study for the next lesson, and some exercises and stuff like that. Okay. So maybe we'll make it a Tuesday or something like that. Okay, Mohammed, until the next lesson, I think it's going to be Tuesday, yeah?
All right.
Okay. Okay, I'm just going to stop that. Okay, Mohammed, yeah? See you Tuesday.
Thanks very much.